I'm Rob Kraft.
And I'm Paul Mayer.
So we've got a Fletcher class destroyer here. This wreck is either the Johnston or the Hoel. We believe this to be the Johnston, and there are two specific reasons why we believe it, and we're going to get into those as we go through the video.
So this is our 6,000 meter contour we did along the edge of the trench, and we had a single run of the AUV going up that trench, and it aborted halfway through the line, and actually you managed to pick out a shipwreck on the spiral up.
Yeah, we ran another mission over there, and we ran at 6,000 meters knowing we could see a little bit deeper, and this is what we saw. So the location of this wreck geographically is in the southern part of the, where this battle took place. And so this is one of the reasons that we believe this is the Johnston, because she sank later after Hoel did. So we've got two funnel liners. This is the first one. This is the second funnel we came across, and you can see the shape, the top of this funnel here. And this is indicative of a Fletcher class destroyer. I mean, you can see it's very distinctive shape.
So this is the first of two 5-inch mounts that we found, and as we're getting closer here, one of the problems we had on this dive is that we found the ROV was slightly negative. It was our first deep dive in a long time.
Yeah, I wouldn't say slightly negative. She was really negative. And yeah, this was 6,220 meters. And once we gained that buoyancy, or we lost that buoyancy, the problem was we had to keep thrusting the vehicle up to keep it off the bottom. And so at times you may see that there's kind of this dust cloud that approaches from under the vehicle and around us. So we didn't have much time to spend on each one of these items that we came across.
And another reason why we don't like to dive the vehicle negative would be we might lose it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So this is the first one we came across.
Yeah, and this is the number 3 gun on a Fletcher class destroyer. And you'll see as we'll work our way around this gun, and you'll see that this particular gun sits on top of a pedestal or a raised area, so it has external vertical sides next to the mount itself. So it's not down into the deck, right?
And that's another reason why we know it wasn't the Samuel B. Roberts, because that was a destroyer escort, and its 5-inch mounts were all flush mounted to the deck.
Yeah, that's correct. And so any of the framework you see around a destroyer escort would have interior, ribbing. You'd see that that was interior spaces and not exterior, like you'll see on this particular gun. And so here we're starting to come around to the side of the gun where you can see that you're going to have exterior surfaces on this mount. You can see the barrel lying down in the mud. And that vertical piece that you see in the background there is attached to a catwalk that goes forward to the torpedo launcher that sits in front of the number 3 gun on the Fletcher class. And you're going to want to note that the color or lack thereof of these exterior surfaces, and also just there in the middle of this particular gun mount, you can see it's damaged pretty badly, but these are dogs for a watertight door that would sit right there. So you know that's an external surface.
And that's an important point. The Hoel had a dazzle paint job.
Yeah, she was in measure 32 1D, so she was in dazzle, and This particular surface here and that gun on I believe the port side should be entirely black.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we'll let everybody look up their own versions of the Dazzle, and you can see.
Whereas the Johnston basically had two different tones of blue.
Yeah, she was a measure 21, no Dazzle. So you would see pretty much solid colors like you do right here. See there, you can, over on the lower left, you can start to see this little dust cloud that's been following us.
And that's a good view of the catwalk and the support.
Yeah.
So we only found one prop shaft on this dive.
And one propeller for that matter, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the one. Which makes you think that there is more wreckage out there that we didn't see. And we couldn't do high frequency here because it wouldn't show the depth, because it would be too, have too much.
Yeah, the altitude would be so high that we'd get nothing out of range scale. So doing HF in here is not going to happen. However, we do have a target down to the south, so next time we get back over here, we'd certainly want to look at that. And I think we can reach that.
And this piece of debris here is just some deck plating.
Yeah, it's the only recognizable piece of horizontal deck that we were able to find. You can see the bit and the fair lead there. So we know that this is kind of the weather deck area, and it's the only piece that we found.
And again, there's no evidence of any Dazzle paint job.
Yeah. So this is the first of two 5-inch gun mount tops, or the covers that are on top of the guns. This one is inverted, but in the top right hand corner there you can see the access, or the hatch, for the gun captain's his hatch.
And then we just kept moving along, and this is another, just a large piece of debris. As we were moving along, we were basically picking out large sonar targets from the ROV sonar.
Right.
And this was just another large piece. It had red bottom paint on it, so we know it was below the water line.
Yeah. And this wreck that we found, there is no hull structure intact that we could find. I mean, this wreck is completely decimated. It is just debris. There is no hull structure.
This is the mast. I know somebody at the NHHC was counting the rungs on it, trying to differentiate between the Johnston and Hoel, but it was inconclusive. And then we just have another large portion of internal debris. It's painted white, so we just assume that's the inside of the ship.
This is an interesting piece of wreckage. We're not sure what this is. Hopefully someone out there would be able to help us identify this one.
And there is glass in some of these holes.
Yeah, it makes it a little strange. You would think it would be exterior if it's got glass in there, but you know, I would hate to speculate.
We try not to speculate,
because you know that gets us in trouble, right? But somebody familiar with the Fletchers ought to know what this is.
the speculation we have done. I think it's steering gear, possibly.
Oh, God. Here we go.
And there's our little dust cloud following us. So this is another barbette. This could have been a 5-inch gun or a 40 millimeter Bofors mount. We are unclear. But we don't think it was the mount for the torpedo because they were the torpedo launcher because they were flush mounted to the deck. I don't think they had that structure underneath them.
So much for speculation, huh? It is a barbette, but we do not know which one or what it was for.
Agreed.
I'm going to go with that.
Okay. So the video's a little bit out of order here. When we came across this track in the mud was one of the funnels. But I just wanted to point it out that something appears to have slid further down into the Philippine Trench here. But
yeah,
this is the deepest part of our dive, and we really didn't want to go any deeper.
No, we were deep enough, and we could have followed that thing for I don't know how many meters down there, but it was getting deeper faster. Exceeded our comfort level.
Especially Pat, since he was driving.
Yes, indeed.
And here's a bit of aluminum debris, showing one of the colors of blue. Yeah, again.
A blue.
No sign of dazzle. This is just one of the holders for the cork floater nets. And then we came across a bunch of debris. We actually came across this one earlier, but this is just a better view coming from the opposite direction.
Yeah, coming into view, you can see the second of the 5-inch gun mount covers, and this right there in the lower left is the gun captain's splash shield.
And this was kind of a sticking point for us to begin with because we couldn't find any photos of Johnston that had a blast shield on one of the 5-inch guns.
Yeah, there's very few photos of Johnston or confirmed photos of Johnston.
And I did reach out to the Johnston organization to see if they had any photos. But I haven't heard back.
And again, I mean, we have no idea which mount this would have been on, but again, it's you've got a consistent color on the top of this.
Yeah,
and
again,
the dazzle you would have had varying colors.
Yeah. And this is approaching the second 5-inch mount that we found. And I don't think we ever concluded if this was a deck-mounted gun or one that's on the upper level.
Yeah, difficult to say. It does appear that some of the sides that you have there are interior bulkheads, but again, it's difficult to say on this one. You can see the barrel there lying in the mud, and you can see the bottom end of the turret there, just to your right-hand side, covered in some mud, but again, lack of color, or all consistent.
So here we are. We're working our way around this gun mount, and certainly a change in color here. On the right there, it looks like it might be some of the exterior.
Yeah, the near side over to the left would suggest that, you know, you can see the framework or the ribs there, that may suggest interior bulkhead. Around the bottom here, you can see this lip that wraps right around both sides. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, unclear.
So this is the final piece of debris that we came across just before recovering. It looks like there's a curved, could be from a hatch there, could be from another gun mount.
Yeah, we didn't get a good shot of that.
So are we going to go back?
I'm planning on it. We have more to do there. There's another target down there I want to go look at. This is one of our longer videos. We wanted to put out as much information as we could, see if we could glean some assistance from our followers and have them provide opinions on what they think this wreck is. We believe it to be Johnston. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.